Over my tenure as a participant in this grand place we call the internet, I have accrued a good chunk of usernames and aliases, which can make it difficult for me, since it often happens that my messages start with, "Hi, I messaged you on insert website here, but my username was whatever is applicable on that website, so yeah, that's me though," which gets a bit exhausting. With that in mind, I thought I ought to break down my names and explain them so you can see where I am and where I go, even when I'm not Equestrapology. My number one username and my default is Akanika. Akanika is Mandalorian, which is the language of the Mandoa from Star Wars. The original word was Akana, which means war, and I took this word and used the affectionate suffix ika, which replaces all but the first syllable, or really what sounds best, of the name it's attached to. Basically, ika is like the Chan of the Mandalorian language, which is kind of a funny image. Django-chan, you look so kawaii sugoi in that armor. It's a bit super special edgy, but it has a nice ring to it, so I rolled with it. Plus, it had a naturally feminine ending. So Akanika is my go-to for usernames, but I have some others. The next one that comes up is Jill's Smile, which is also my Tumblr name. You can check it out, but there's not a ton of pony content. Jill's Smile was derived from one of my all-time favorite movies, Fight Club. The narrator is often referred to as Jack because of certain parts of the narration and a scene. I did a spin on this and took the female version of it, Jill. Full Tumblr name, which is where it first shows up, was Jill's Crooked Smile, which seemed in keeping with the tone of the other Jack uses. Basically, you should watch Fight Club because it's a masterpiece of cinematography and punching and it's great. Moving on. When I'm on reserved name choices, meaning my other options are taken and I've got nothing left, I use Angel Maiden, which is also one of my email addresses, not the one any of you should use though, which is why I'm not giving the full address. Angel Maiden was derived from when I was younger and I used the name Serapha, but when I set out to use an email, that's how long ago this was, I was making my first email account, Serapha was taken. Well, I wasn't having any of that. Serapha was derived from seraphim, a classification of angel in medieval religious theory, and Serapha was the feminization of that, so I just broke it down. Angel human, angel maiden. Bam, problem solved. 10-year-old me was a clever shit. Then there's my YouTube name, which you won't see anywhere else except for YouTube most likely, but I'll explain it anyway. When I made this channel, I specifically wanted to make my equestrian history series, as that is what I really was the most interested in. And as I explained in the foreword of my first of those videos, I have an interest in anthropology. Really, I like the humanities a whole lot, and all of the parts of culture and human development are interesting in their own right. And really, that's one of the things I really love about MLP too. The distinctive culture, heritage, and development. So I took the word anthropology and combined it with the focus of my number one series idea, and there we are, Equestrapology. So yeah, that's all my names you'll ever see me use. Most likely Akanika or Akana if things aren't weird, so keep an eye out for me in a live stream comment or blog post or whatnot. You may find me.